thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart. I'm extremely passionate about what we do, both with YourBiotics and also with my practice, which is called Be Truly Well. Couple things to know about me. I've been in practice for 26 years. My scientist has been in the field of agricultural microbiology for the past 40 years, in the last 10 years, human microbiology, which I helped to bring him into out of sheer amazement at what he could do with agriculture, especially in our own garden and farm. So just absolutely amazing what we came up with. That's still behind me, cool. So anyhow, real simple. Let me make sure that this thing, because I have some things I want to show everybody, so I have to make sure that this thing shows up. So anyhow, when I was in college, I studied the scientific method. And when I was first in engineering, and then I switched over to biology, and then went into healthcare, we studied in both fields the scientific method. And I keep that close to my heart when I'm trying to bring anything onto the marketplace or help any patient that's in front of me. The scientific method is really, really simple. It just simply says, if you're putting forth a treatment, to call it scientific, it has to work 10 times out of 10. Nothing less. 9 times out of 10, it is not science. It is thrown out, and you go back and you keep testing until you find something that works 10 times out of 10, and then you're not done. You have to refine it to try to make it better and better and better. So from a perspective of being in healthcare for 26 years, and also my scientist, that's why we work together, we are out to make the best products that we can do following the scientific method, which means it has to work for everybody. And it has to work 10 times out of 10. Nothing less is acceptable, either in the practice or in the probiotic field for us. So now that you know that, let's get into some basic, simple questions that we're getting in the last couple of weeks, which I think are phenomenal. It helps us refine our message and make things go better so we can achieve our purpose and our goal here. So first thing I need to tell everybody, we've gotten a lot of questions. Yes, I am a stage 4 melanoma survivor. No, YourBiotics is not FDA approved. Nothing in natural health care, in natural health period, will ever be FDA approved because they just simply don't approve natural products. So YourBiotics is not FDA approved to treat, to cure, or diagnose anything, period. I wish it were different, but we simply can't do that in this country. So it is not FDA approved. Secondly, let's get into some of the ingredients. We have a lot of comments about, oh, you're using corn and you're using ascorbic acid and it's from GMO corn and everything else. Number one, I personally, with me and my family, and secondly, no patient is ever, and thirdly, we will never make a product that contains GMOs, period. I don't like them. I don't agree with how they're made. I think Mother Nature is the key to health. That's my personal feeling. We will not use GMO. So the products that we have are non-GMO products. Now let's break down why we use maltodextrin. Maltodextrin is from organic corn. It's non-GMO. Maltodextrin is a polysaccharide, which simply means it's a protein sugar. It's not a sugar source, right? Microbes use sugar for their food to multiply. They ferment the sugars. Maltodextrin is both protein and sugar. It's extremely important because maltodextrin with microbe populations is a spark of energy for the microbes. Now let me explain. This spark is extremely important, and we got this from no other sugar source because we needed protein and sugar together bound. So the maltodextrin is a spark of energy to the microbes, right? It is absolutely necessary. We know that probiotics work. You can go to the top probiotic in your local health food store, buy it, use it. It's got multi-strains, it's freeze-dried, right? And I'm gonna show you now why I'm so passionate about YourBiotics. So let me exit out of this screen behind me, and we're gonna get into 50 billion CFU. So make sure this is behind me here. Oop, I've lost my connection. So let me go back into the mirror, and we can always edit this later. Okay, perfect. So here we are. So behind me, you'll see here is 50 billion CFU freeze-dried microbes, probiotics, multi-strain, $50 product, one of the top products on there. If you look at the reviews, you'll see some 5 stars, some 4 stars, some 3 stars, some 2 stars, some 1 star, all over the place. Simply put, it doesn't seem to work with everybody, which means it fails the scientific method. Many might disagree with me, but that is what the scientific method states. So you take a look here, you see a bunch of things that don't look like they're moving. Now we're scrolling this around on a plastic table, so it's shaking a little bit as we do this. All right, but you'll see that nothing seems to really be moving, like independent. Like that is not moving, that's not moving, that's not moving, that's not moving. Everything else is shaking with the table. So you'll see all this vibration and shaking here. But nothing really has any type of movement. It all just looks like a bunch of dead tissue. Okay, that is freeze-dried probiotics. Now we'll get into the difference with YourBiotics. So here's YourBiotics. You can see immediately, now this is the same microscope, the same light source, the same magnification. Both products, powder goes into water, mix it up, put it on the microscope and take a look within a matter of seconds, and this is what we get. So you'll see here, oh, this is going around. You'll see here a bunch of independent movement that you didn't see. And color, look at the glowing of the gold colors. Look at the glowing around this cell right here. And all this individual movement, right? Not everything shaking at once. That is the spark of energy that I'm talking about. Maltodextrin, because it's a protein and sugar source, creates a spark of life, and bam, there it is. Let me scroll a little bit forward so you can see more as we go through here. All right, you'll see the glowing. This is a really cool part about it. The archaea microbes are on average 9 times smaller than probiotics, right? So you see a glowing around here. There's a lot of archaea in there. Let me scroll a little bit more so we can zoom into some of these things. So you see all the individual movement and it glows. That's the key. So if we go back to compare, freeze-dried, right? This isn't moving. This isn't moving. That isn't moving. That isn't moving. That isn't moving, right? And it's just not a whole heck of a lot of movement going on. There's really no spark of life. Now, why it doesn't work in some people versus others is really simply, we figured this out. People that are sick with major problems don't have much energy. And I mean by energy, the nervous system has energy. Your muscles have energy. It's electricity. It's the spark of life that's within us. When you're very sick, you don't have much energy, so the body can't spark this to life. The healthier you are, the more you can yourself spark it to life, right? Another example, real simple. You have a spark plug from a car. You have gasoline. You put them together, nothing happens, right? You need that spark of energy to ignite the gasoline. That's what happens with the microbes. There's nothing here to ignite it, to start it up, to get cells with energy in them and get microbial activity, all right? In YourBiotics, the maltodextrin did that for us. No other source of sugar does it. We needed a polysaccharide. All right, so you're not going to get a reaction from corn because it's the polysaccharide. The corn's not there. Okay, I want people to know this. This product has been around since the summer of 2018. Initially, we only treated patients with it to test to see what it could do, and we were quite amazed initially. And I did share some of the stories with the video, but when we first got it into our patient base, we had response with chronic stomach pain almost immediately. A lymph node tenderness and soreness would disappear within a matter of days of taking the product. Some chronic problems like ulcerative colitis, Crohn's, and things like that started to respond in a matter of months of taking 2 or 3 a day. So we figured out in that clinical phase that 1 a day is for basic maintenance to get that spark of life into you, unlike what these can do. All right, let's go back to that. And here, oh, that's a different source of it. So let me go down here. So that's a movie that was created, which is basically the same thing. All right, so this is YourBiotics again. So you see the individual movement, you see that spark of energy, that glowing. The second thing that's in there that people have concerns about is the ascorbic acid. The ascorbic acid is bound to jasminate. Jasminate comes from the jasmine plant, jasmine flowers. You've heard of jasmine green tea probably, right? So it comes from nature. It's a plant-based chemical. Jasminate by itself, because we ordered a batch to see what it was like, jasminate or methyl jasminate by itself stinks. It smells really bad. It also tastes horrible. And so, we had a choice to make there. Are we going to use something that really, really is effective, that tastes bad or smells bad? All right, when we tested it with maltodextrin, the polysaccharide together, it ignites energy into the microbiome, which is this right here. So you see the energy that is there. So that's exciting what it could do, but it stunk and it smelled bad. So what we found out is when they bound ascorbic acid to the jasminate, it tasted fine and it smelled good. And it did the exact same thing as jasminate by itself. So from a scientific standpoint, to make something work, we needed a spark of life into it to make it work in everybody. In order to make it taste good and smell good, we had to tweak the formula a little bit to make it work. Okay? There are no negatives that we have found with this. We had one person that turned on diarrhea and it didn't seem to let go until they got off the product. That is a detox reaction. It is fixable, but some people don't want to go through the discomfort of a detox. Less than 5% of people get a detox reaction, either a skin reaction, and the skin is the largest detoxifying organ of the human body, so it's a good sign if your skin starts to rash up when you take this, because your body's overly toxic and the microbes are starting to do their job and work. Okay? So jasminate with ascorbic acid, right? Smells good, tastes good, highly effective with maltodextrin. Both non-GMO organic sources together create that spark of life to make the microbes do this. All right, that's what's missing out of regular probiotics. That's what's missing out of liquid probiotics. They just don't have that spark of life that's needed to get into sick bodies and make them well. Okay, very important part. Next question we're getting is, why aren't the microbes on the label? That's a simple, good question. In microbiology, it's reductionistic. So is healthcare. You have a knee doctor, a shoulder doctor, an eye doctor. You have all these different pieces and parts being covered, but not a doctor of the whole. Same thing in microbiology and pretty much all science. It reduces down into little individual parts to study. Okay? That's not our philosophy. Our philosophy is the whole is where the truth is found, not the individual parts. Right? So that's extremely important. So in our product, we have from RNA and DNA sequencing found to have tens of thousands of known microbiology, known probiotics, known archaea strains, and some fungi strains as well. This has been tested independently to find out. So we know what's in our product. All other products contain 3 or 1 or 6. The multi-strains never go beyond 20. I think I've seen one that might have said they had 50 in it, but they also don't contain the spark of life. So it would probably fill up this whole room in the number of pages that we need on this wall. So we can't, obviously put that on a label. So on one side of the label, we discuss what's in it. On the other side of the label, we discuss the prebiotics that are in there. So the probiotics are not listed. In what sense does it make to list 5 of them when there are tens of thousands in there? So I hope that answers your questions. We are extremely excited. As you can tell, I'm passionate about my product. I'm a passionate person about what I do. I'm here to help other people get better when our healthcare system is failing. We are the worst country out of all industrialized nations in overall health and well-being of adults, and believe it or not, infant mortality. There are third world countries that do better than us with our babies. And I find that criminal, and it makes me extremely upset. So in my next 25 years of practice, I'm going to make a big difference in this world because I'm sick and tired of what's happening. So you're going to hear a lot from me, whether you like it or not. I'm a very, very passionate person, and I'm here to tell you what the truth is. And this is power going into your body. Everything else on the market doesn't have this kind of power. All right, the microscope does not lie. So everybody, Dr. Jeff West, YourBiotics, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for trying our product and trusting in us. I hope this answers your questions. You know, we're being lied to a lot out there. I totally get it and understand it. If you guys want to know who I am, take a look at Be Truly Well, Newark, Delaware. Read the reviews. That's who I am. That's what I've been doing. And my patients leave reviews because of the type of care that my clinic and my team give. And YourBiotics has the same type of reviews. It's only 4 years old versus 26 years in my practice. All right, but we're making this thing happen. This is our sister product, Your Garden Pro. It does the exact same thing that these microbes do to the human body. It's ignited, all right? Let me find the microscope image, because I get excited over this stuff. So let me get out of this one and find Your Garden. Okay. I don't see it. Okay. So this is Your Garden Pro, guys. Take a look at that. It's the same microbes in here, but the different formula. This formula is specifically for plants, animals, trees, shrubs, grass. It's safe for nature. It breaks down things like glyphosate and other chemicals and everything else. So does this. This does it for your soil. Make your environment healthy and make your body healthy with Your Garden Pro and YourBiotics. And this is what you'll get. All right, this is a drop on a microscope, and this is what you get. Look at all the different microbes moving around and all the plant-based minerals that are in there and the life that's in there. So we guarantee our products. If you don't like it, send it back. We'll refund your money, no questions asked, but give it a try because this stuff is flat out amazing. Thank you.